Right. Hey everyone, I'm Klloo. So, comboing or explosive turns with Fang, however you want to refer to it, right? Well, the more I look into it, the more I think about it, the more I find that the 3 or more Fealty tokens is a little bit of a bait, right? It is definitely something you can achieve, but it doesn't feel like something that is meant for the early to mid game to really then, have those real powerful turns where your daggers are free, but more of a sort of recovery sort of ability, right? You get in the mid to late game, and it's your big way to sort of rebuild tempo if you're starting to lose. So rather, I feel the best utilization of Fealty is just to play it whenever possible, right? Whenever you need it for that Draconic card for your Obsidian Fire Vein, right? I doubt you're taking 2 Quicksilver Daggers. I don't even think 2 Quicksilver Daggers is correct. Pretty sure it's either 1 of each or 2 Obsidian Fire Veins. So yeah, use your Fealty as you got it, but that doesn't mean we can't create, big explosive turns without Fealty. So that's basically what we're going to do, right? So we are going to do a little bit of setup still. So we're going to block with our Loyalty Beyond the Grave, set up that draw, which is definitely something, right, that is right up Fang's ally, right? It's a good defense react, and it has sizable payoff. Now, we don't want it straight away, and I'm still going to get us 1 Fealty token just to smooth along the combo, but it's definitely not necessary. We're just going for, maximum damage in a sort of sense, right? Because I'm also only taking 1 Flurry stance rather than setting up all 3, but I want to gauge, more realistic explosive turn, right? So setting up 1 Flurry stance doesn't seem that bad, but that'll do us for the setup. Equipment-wise, we're taking Flamescale Furnace because we're doing sort of a redline deck, right? Granted, I think Grains is significantly better. Stockpiling the 1 resource or 2 resources to then smooth out your turns overall just seems significantly better in Fang, right? So Grains with a blue-yellow backbone, right? It seems a lot better to me than a redline Fang deck. But yeah, nonetheless, we'll show off Flamescale Furnace, and we'll take our Dragon Scaler's Flight Path. We'll pass, and we will stick our Oath of Steel into the arsenal. Now, if this were to get destroyed, not a big deal. We can still pull off the combo and still do a sizable amount of damage, right? So let's the Tusk through, and then we will activate our Loyalty Beyond the Grave, get ourselves an extra card. So we're going 6 cards into the combo turn. We already have 2 charges on both our weapons, so that's nice enough, right? And then we need to start accumulating resources, because none of this is really for pitching. So we will crack our Tome of Imperial Flame, get us to our 2 red cards, right? Pitch our 2 red cards so we don't have to banish our hand. And then from there, we can crack our Flamescale Furnace, and it's equivalent to having a blue in hand, right? So we've got 3 resources off of that, similar to if we just had a blue titanium bubble, right? And we're to pitch that. But nonetheless, 3 resources is plenty for what we want to do. So now the game plan is to swing a bunch and, of course, generate our Oath of Steel counters. So our daggers aren't free, but they will be, right? Because we have Perforate. Perforate is such an insane card in my honest opinion, right? You may attack with target dagger an additional time, and its attacks cost you 1 less to activate this turn. So, for reference, we don't have to use it on the dagger we swing with. We can use it on our other dagger. We could just, accumulate a whole number of charges on our Quicksilver dagger, but because we already have a few swings, we do want to make our Obsidian Fire Vein free, right? And then, of course, it also has, for whatever reason, draw a card. So it replaces itself. It is just his insane card that will make up for not trying to set up Fang's secondary ability, right? So, from here, we have our 2 Oaths of Steel set up, so we get 2 counters every single time, right? So we can go Obsidian Fire Vein, and then to smooth things out, what we can do is crack our Fealty, and then play our Perforate. So our Perforate will target Obsidian Fire Vein, because we want the discount, and then it still counts Obsidian Fire Vein, still gives us Go Again, which then gives our Quicksilver Dagger Go Again, right? So that is our first swing, plus we get the additional 1, so we're still at 2 with 2 counters. We now have 2 hits, right? So we can go Obsidian Fire Vein, and we can use our Fire and Brimstone, right? So that's for free. That gets us +1 to all our dagger swings, and once again, an additional swing with both daggers this time. So yeah, Fire and Brimstone, as well as obviously Syndra's Legendary. A legendary for a reason. They are just very, very good payoff cards for a nice big combo turn. But there we go. Swing 2 down, right? So third swing, we can, of course, crack our Long Whisker Loyalty, which give us Go Again. For the additional attack, we are going to pick our Quicksilver Dagger, though, right? Since this is the dagger that we can use a lot more readily, since we don't have to have the instant or attack reaction, right, to trigger Obsidian Fire Veins Go Again. So Quicksilver Dagger gets the extra charge there. The on-hit effect doesn't really matter. We'll just stick it on the Obsidian Fire Vein. We don't really need Fealty anymore, so it doesn't matter about generating it. But then we can swing, right? And then we can go 1 more time. We use our Dragon Scale Flight Path. That gets us Go Again. And then for the final swing of the Obsidian Fire Vein, we can, of course, play our drop of Dragon Blood, get us a resource, get us another card, And yeah, so already we've swung 5 times with our Obsidian 5A, and it's probably over 40 damage, right? So 4 damage there, followed by 7, so 11, followed by 11, so 22, followed by 10, 32, and then finally 13 for 45 damage, right? Just off of the left hand, right? And now, of course, we have the right hand. So I can still use Perforate right now. Doesn't really matter, right? Because it's just the minus resource and the additional swing, right? It doesn't buff Obsidian 5A in any way. If we need the Draconic, I suppose we could crack Fealty again, but we can target our Quicksilver Dagger, draw our card, pass, and then we will also play our Twist and Turn to make sure our first Quicksilver Dagger is nice and strong. So we are starting off swinging for 8. Although, technically speaking, if we wanted to guarantee the Twist and Turn proc, we probably want to swing as many times as we can with Quicksilver Dagger first to accumulate the Oath of Steel counters. But still, swinging for an 8 after we've already pressured 45 damage. Pretty sure we're getting the attack across, right? So 8 for the first swing, followed by a 6, then another 8, followed by a 10, and then a 12, and then a 14 to end off the turn with our many, many swings, right? So yeah, overall, 45 into 8, 6, so 14, 22, 32, 44 into 58. So 45 with the left hand, 58 with the right hand. Yeah, that is some good damage. And again, all we set up was one Fealty token to guarantee the Perforate, which even if we didn't, it would be -3 damage from the overall combo, right? Because we could still use Long Whisker Loyalty, we just have to use it earlier so we don't get the on hit and we don't get the +2. Yeah, so it'd be a -3 from our total damage if we didn't want to set up any Fealty whatsoever. We didn't set up the Flourish stance, then it gets a little bit more complicated, right? Although, again, you still have the extra swing from Long Whisker, so you still get the 2 Draconic Chain Links to go on Defiant Brimstone. You then still also have the legs as well. Yeah, no, it's still completely workable, right? Even without the minute setup we did, and you'd still be able to do a decent amount of damage. But nonetheless, off of that little combo, let's see. Our total damage was 103 damage. Fang without Fealty, decent enough. So you can still have a nice OTK explosive turn. You know what? Let me set it up. We'll do it just with the hand. Why not? Okay, so with nothing set up on the board, we're just going with Oath of Steel, Long Whisker, Fire and Brimstone, Tome, or a blue pitchable, right? And then one Perforate. So, yeah. Any of these parts interchangeable? I guess Long Whisker Loyalty with a Twist and Turn or anything that generates additional. Twist and Turn is the main one because it's 0 cost, right? The additional attack just behind hitting, but, you know, buff it sizably. Fire and Brimstone's just behind the chains, but I guess it could also be swapped out with another Twist and Turn, right? Oath of Steel, if it gets destroyed, gets destroyed. We'll figure out how much damage less, right, without the Oath of Steel. But, nice and simple. Again, we go Tome Imperial or pitch a blue, right? Then we can pitch our 2 red cards. In this case, it's Loyalty and Pledge Fealty. I did click the yes. Good. View. 1, 2. Oh, going down a little bit. There we go. Crack the Flamescale Furnace, right? And then we can go Oath of Steel. And then all we have to do is Obsidian 5A. We play the Long Whisker Loyalty. We go additional attack, right? We submit. We have to pick the Obsidian 5A, which is fine, right? Still doing decent damage. We can then also Perforate. We have to Perforate, right? Yeah, we have to Perforate. Well, actually, no. No, we wouldn't have to go again. Yeah, so Perforate, again, pick the Obsidian 5A, right? Do I need that additional? No, but I want the discount. So we go Obsidian 5A, right? We pass. That's Chainlink 1 for 3 damage. Then we can go Obsidian 5A again. We can activate Fire and Brimstone this time, right? That gives it the go again, swing for 5. We can then go Obsidian 5A, 3rd Chainlink, right? So we can do Dragon Scale Flight Path. Although, technically, we can still do drop here as well. That be better? What doesn't really matter. Obsidian 5A, alright, and then one more swing. This time, use the drop. We get our Perforate. In pass. We have one swing left with the Obsidian, but no way to give it a go again, so we're leaving that. Then we can go Quicksilver Dagger. Use Perforate. We choose the Quicksilver Dagger, right? We pass. And then, again, we probably want to swing before using the Twist and Turn, so that goes to a 4. And then this will be swinging for a 10. Right? Shouldn't have broken the chain. Swinging for a 9 still. Sizable damage. And then finally swinging for a 6 into a 7. Yeah. So overall, that was 3 swings and 5 swings, wasn't it? So -8 No. It's way more damage. So the steel is the main source of damage there, right? Because it accumulates. Yeah, I mean we've got 5 counters, 4 counters, so it's 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1, right? So that is a lot of damage right there. And then similarly, 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1, right? So yeah, the Oath of Steel is probably the one non-interchangeable part. But again, you probably do decent damages through Long Whisker Loyalty, Fire and Brimstone, and the boots, right? And just go with those 3 cards. Nonetheless, what damage do we end up pushing, right, with that hand? Concede. We still managed to push 49 damage, right? But again, it would have been 20-some without the Oath of Steel. Still, sizable, again, without setting up the extra card from Loyalty Beyond the Grave, or setting up the Fealty token. So, yeah, you can have explosive turns without Fealty as Fang. Hope you enjoyed. See ya.